Good evening, YouTubers, and welcome to a very chilly December evening. It's a Saturday evening, and you join me enjoying some very vintage tobacco, and I would say probably to the tune of possibly 35 to 40 years old, if not more. And if you'll remember from my previous video, this was indeed some honeydew mixture from Three Nuns in this little 1 ounce packet, which I've very carefully managed to retain, as the outer labelling was still very nice. So this is the about the second bowl I've had of the tobacco, and I have to say I was a little bit dubious at first, but it's actually fairly reasonable. That's as much as I would say. It's quite a unique flavour, and I would say that perhaps the component parts are coming through, i.e. that is, it tastes mainly of the tobaccos, and the flavouring, which I would imagine would have been rather sweet, is not particularly present. But however, it's got a hint of sweetness, and I think that's probably possibly from Virginia's perhaps. But and considering its age, it really is quite remarkable that it's actually even smokable, and it's not an unpleasant flavour, but not extraordinarily exciting, and I wasn't expecting any sort of major surprises, as it is indeed just basically a cardboard packet with a bit of aging foil around it. Now, as you can imagine, this tobacco was extraordinarily dry, and I have rehydrated tobaccos in the past, and with varying degrees of success. And on this occasion, I remembered a very handy video that was put up by Alex Birdman 5691 very recently actually, and he suggested the sort of plastic tub option. And what I've actually done, as you can see here, is used a fairly large plastic container with a good airtight seal, and inside there is the tobacco. As you can see, it's a fairly fine cut, almost probably suitable for sort of rolling cigarettes, I should imagine. But inside the main box, I have put in some mildly moist kitchen towel, and then just pop that in the centre there, and of course put the lid on. And in this instance, due to time and other restraints, it's been in here for best part of a week, and it's done the trick splendidly. Indeed, the moisture content is just about perfect. In fact, you can see the tobacco is sort of swollen up, and actually sort of become just about perfect for a reasonable smoke. Oh, just dropped my lighter. Great. Damn it. Roll thing. So yeah, quite pleasing. Yes, if anything, the first few draws seem to be a little on the, maybe even on the sour side, but it does improve. I'm trying this in my this little old Meerschaum Bulldog with a mismatched stem. You can see it's a square section piece here, and obviously the stem is round, and it's, I would imagine it should be a matching sort of straight stem, as it is a basic sort of bulldog shape. But yeah, it's a very nice little bit of Meerschaum, and it gives a good basis for trying different things. And it's a lovely light little pipe, and I picked it up a little while ago. And that's actually my only Meerschaum. I would like to get some more perhaps, but very pleasing. So there we are. That is the Three Nuns Honeydew vintage tobacco, circa anything up to 35 to 40 years old. I haven't found any specific information really that tells me any more about it, but surprisingly, little old packet like this, which quite a few people have probably been the custodian of for many years, probably thought, oh, it would never be any good, but here I am enjoying a little bit of a smoke all this time in the future. So very pleasing indeed. So whilst I'm on, I've been enjoying, I've recently subscribed to Bourbon 5691 Alex, and have been really enjoying his current influx of postings, and he was talking a bit about his up and coming Christmas parties, and how these were sort of dubious affairs that weren't always the most enjoyable of times. This reminded me of a couple of my own. Just briefly, I thought I'd tell you that I work for a boarding school in the UK here, and they have a support staff Christmas party, fairly basic, with a nice meal, and all on the school grounds in their big memorial hall, which has been okay. I've not been for a couple of years now, but the ones I've been to over the past sort of 10 years or so, there's one thing that has provided an endless source of amusement, and that is the very highly polished parquet floor of the hall in which the whole thing takes place. It's a lovely old building, very high ceilings, lovely big stage, and they have lots of round tables, but the floor is like glass, very highly polished, especially so for the event itself. I think the cleaners almost know, and it is almost extra specially shiny, and so over the years this has provided a fair amount of entertainment. The first incident being one of my colleagues, very unfortunately fresh from the bar with a tray full of drinks for the table, just going about his careful way back to his seat with the purchased drinks for everybody, and one minute he's strolling along quite happily, the next minute he's disappeared, entirely gone for nowhere. Drinks had disappeared, everything, and in amongst the everybody else making their way back to the table, we see the poor chap sprawled on his back on the floor with glasses and drinks all over the place, and he just lost his footing. This floor just gave him no chance whatsoever of a safe journey back to the table. So this was the first incident, and more recently, in fact, the last party that we went to, again very much a similar affair. This time with a disastrous comedian who ended up getting heckled off the stage and really died on his feet really terribly badly. So very swiftly the disco was brought into flight, and of course the dancing began, and a good time was being had by all. And we happened to notice a certain young lady, I believe possibly a school cleaner of some sort, had got rather merry and was tottering about on the most precarious pair of heels I think I've ever seen, and she then proceeded to work her way around the room, and was latching on to a certain young chap on the bar, a very unsuspecting poor chap who was really rather nervous and thought he was there just to earn a little bit of extra money, and eventually was enticed out onto the dance floor by this female, and the upshot was a very awkward bit of dancing, and he really wasn't quite sure what he was getting himself in for. And all of a sudden again, it happened again with the floor. She lost her footing, and he was dancing quite happily away, and then next minute he's sort of looking around because she's completely vanished, and in amongst all the dancing feet is this poor girl, and she's gone right down and had a total wipeout, in fact, and really is probably struggling to get up. She just can't get any grip on this shiny floor. So it didn't end there, because instead of giving up and quitting while she was only slightly embarrassed, she then proceeds to manage to gather herself up and begin again. And this poor chap is just going with it by now. He thinks best to just support this poor girl because she's really trying, and unfortunately the same thing just keeps happening. So from where we're sitting, this is the most entertaining thing. You've got this disappearing girl, because every couple of minutes or so, gone, nowhere, and he's there dancing, and he's turned around and she's gone again. So we just had an absolute hoot, and I have to say that this highly polished dance floor has been the cause of many a trouble, and so that is my lasting memory of a fairly mediocre little event, which was our works Christmas party. So there we are. All fairly harmless, but very memorable. So I think with that's enough of me this evening, and I shall just end by saying thank you to my subscribers, and thanks for watching, and I shall no doubt see you again at some stage. So cheerio for now.